How's it going, guys? This is David Blade Banter, working to bring you specifications you can relate to so you can have an educated decision on your purchases. There's going to be a new one from the Apex Arch. This is actually from Blackstar Design, so that's what it looks like in pocket for you. So he went through Kickstarter first. That wasn't successful there, but he is still trying to make it and still trying to make this design as well as continue with his fixed blades, and then eventually do a USA-made folding knife. So it's a very good process to start, and it's a good thing to support as well. So that's what it sits like in pocket there. So it is the Apex Arch, ARC. So that's what it is. Now, one thing I did recommend, kind of first off on it, so just for the pot clip, just something that I noticed, maybe I'm the only one, but just this ridge here for the lock bar release. So if you do rotate it just slightly, it does kind of catch on the pocket, so you kind of have to rotate it away to put it in, because if you put it straight in, then it kind of just catches that pocket. So that's one thing that I recommended to him as well. Whether he takes it or not, that's going to be totally up to him because it is his design. One thing that he did say he's going to adjust is going to be the jimping. So he doesn't really like how that comes out for that jimping. He wants to have something a little bit more usable for that. So sheep's foot type of blade or Warncliffe, either way you go. So it's going to be kind of does have a belly to it. This one actually is from Shield & Company. So that's the OEM for this one, CPM 154. So a little bit different. CPM 154 is going to be the powdered metallurgy version of it. So it's a little bit more controlled as far as what the inner structure looks like. From the Knife Steel Nerd side, it performed pretty much the same as 154 CM. And then I think the only thing that was higher was toughness. Toughness is one that went up. So as far as if you're going to be doing a little bit more heavy work with it, then that's going to be where that edge will be able to hold up a little bit more than chipping. But yeah, CPM 154, his logo here. There's going to be the box for it. So that's going to be the Blackstar Designs Apex Arc. That's going to be what we have here. Chris Early is the one that is starting it out. So as you said, he does fixed blades already, so we'll go to that site for what that is. But yeah, it's going to be titanium for this guy. So now fairly good as far as the action of it. It has an interesting sound to it as far as the more mechanical. So that's where it actually does have a pretty satisfying action for how that operates. But that's going to be where he does have it on sale. So the Kickstarter, that one is no longer available, but it is available now on the Ace Collaborative, bigcartel.com. So that's one thing that is a little bit more difficult, kind of a little, maybe a little out of place, because then it's kind of hard to find, because then for Blackstar, he has the Instagram, and then when you search Blackstar in Google, it doesn't have it connected to the website. And then the Kickstarter also didn't have Blackstar attached to it, so you have to really know the name of the knife to actually find it. So that's one probably thing that I would adjust for that, just to have a little bit more connection, so people know where to go and actually can find the website. Ace Collaborative .bigcartel.com. So that's going to be this one here, and then for the Apex Arc. That's going to be a knife only, so he has a few different options available too. So if you would want to actually pick up one of his fixed blades, then you can do that. So $185 for the knife, or you can do one of the fixed blade combos. That one's a little bit, you don't really know which one you're going to get because it's basically what's in stock. So when it comes in, then you kind of have a pick of what's available. So some of these might not be available at the time of the order. At least that's what I'm gathering from the information from him on that. And then you also have some other ones that have the hat, also kind of the Ranger's Eye and some other items with it. So you get, this one has a handkerchief, those items. So a few different options there. And then this is Chris here. So there's going to be his Instagram. So go over, check it out, follow him as far as what he's doing. If you like his fixed blade designs, then you can go and commission one of those or see what comes up on the market to actually pick one of those items up. So it's a good sized knife. So as I was saying, as far as the sound of it, it does have a good sound as far as opening and closing for it. And then it does still have a good sharpening area as well. So it does have kind of a good design overall. The only thing that I was seeing on this one, so it is a prototype, but the primary grind seems a little bit off, where like kind of this chamfer coming down isn't totally off. So I think this primary might be a little bit off on that. But also the secondary towards the tip, it's a little bit more narrow on this side, than this side. So it's just a little matter of kind of elevating that a little bit, especially for that 150. My opinion, about 220 or 250 is pretty much that perfection line, which makes it kind of difficult for folks coming out. But that's where a lot of those price points kind of meet, and that's where a lot of those things that you might expect out of that lineup. This is going to be kind of what it is for hand sizing. So if you're going to have a male size hand, as far as where that's going to sit for you for this knife, so you're going to have a little bit of it coming off at the end if you do have a very large size hand, but it's going to be comfortable because it's rounded. There's going to be more of the ladies and the kids size hands, so that's going to be what we have here. So definitely a good size for that. This one, weight wise, is going to be about 5 ounces, so it's going to be less than your standard cell phone or modern cell phone that you have nowadays, but that's going to be 25 quarters, so you're going to have basically 25 quarters. So reason for that is if you have a lighter knife, like a 1.9 ounce knife, you can add some of those to it to kind of get that feel in hand, or if you have something else that's similar in weight, then you can actually feel how it is. So it just kind of helps you now figure that out. Basically, a quarter is 0.2 ounces, penny is 0.1 ounces. So that's the reason why I throw that in there, just so again you can have something in hand, kind of figure out what it is, as well as even the hand sizing to kind of get that idea as far as, well, what does that look like for me. Blade length on this one, I got 3.4 inches. I got it from basically this point on, as far as the furthest from the handle, so up to the tip. And then cutting edge, it was a 3.12. So that goes from here to here is 3.12 inches for that 4-inch blades. Not going to be 4 inches. Definitely not 4 inches. I mean, that would be a very big knife, kind of what they did for the Shaquille O'Neal knife. But this is not going to be a 4-inch, 4 millimeter for it. So 4 millimeters, 19 degrees per side for that secondary edge, other than that tip area that should be kind of just looked at a little bit more, especially for the price point, just to bring that up a little bit as far as that consistent angle. And then this one for the pocket clip, coming out of the pocket for this one, it's about 1 pound, 8.6 ounces. So at its highest tension, so coming out of the pocket, it doesn't raise the weight of the knife, it doesn't anything like that, but as far as the highest weight, it's going to be 1.86. So 1 pound, 8.6 ounces. So which is pretty good. Probably about 2 ounces is my preference. Flipper tab, I prefer about a 3-pound pull. For flippers only. For thumb stud, I would prefer a 2-pound pull. That's with a Lyman pull gauge as far as where I get that measurement from. This one comes in just a little bit over 3 pounds as far as that pull on it. So it's 3 pounds 7 ounces, so kind of that mid-grade, but it does have a snappy action due to that. So that's something that is very nice for this model, and it actually will do you very well. This one is a pass-around knife, so it's not the sharpest as well. So now out of the box, it's probably going to be sharper when you would get this when it gets produced, but edge isn't in the best condition. May not be able to see it, but yeah, I don't think you're going to be. So now with the stonewash on it, you can still see some of the deeper grooves for the sanding marks for that primary edge. And then I did notice too, I think I measured this one. So this primary was longer than the tip, so it's not accurate or the same all the way to the front. So it's just a matter of just getting that final fit and finish done. So prototype as well, so you can't really say that this is going to be how it is when you get it in hand. It's just something that maybe to look at as far as making those adjustments, or definitely let the factory know that those things are what you want if you want to go down that route. But yeah, it's a good overall. Now still going to be right hand tip up only on this model. But checking out some of the ones that kind of had a similar feel. I have a drop crux. This one is a We built one for drop. So that kind of had a similar feel to it as far as it goes. Definitely not the same blade shape, but just kind of how it is in hand. Kind of more of that chunky, almost kind of Sabenza-ish type of feel. So and then you're going to have the penguin here, bug out, rat 2, and Cetus. But yeah, definitely check out now what he has available, because now it is something that is good to get for where he wants to go as far as actually having something that's USA produced. and manufactured. It did change a little bit, so he does have a pouch that's coming with it going forward, because the other one is more just the foam insert. It is going to have this pouch with it other than just dropping into the case. So that's a pretty good thing there. But it's a really good one. So price point is something you have to decipher. I mean, Emerson's going to be one that's been around for a long time, swears by 154. So it's definitely a steel that's definitely similar or on par with like 14C. It actually has better edge retention than 14C28N, and a lot of people love 14C28N. So if you love that, then this one also would be a good choice, because it's going to be that CPM steel other than the ingot steel, which is going to be 154 cm. So good setup for it. Well done overall. There's just some tweaks that I would recommend. He can definitely let me know as far as what he thinks about it, as far as that input, because it is just input. Totally his knife, totally anybody's knife that comes across. And I'm just really thankful that they're willing to send it through and allow me to check it out and kind of get an opinion on it. So check out acecollaborative.com. acecollaborative.bigcartel.com, and then you can pre-order your knife, have it available for you. And then if you really love the design, the shapes, and everything else, and also supporting somebody that wants to do USA made, this one is not USA made, but his goal is to. And also he has a fixed blade. So if you want to do this one and a fixed blade, you're supporting both goals. So that's a pretty good thing there. But check him out. He's on Instagram as well, Black Star Designs, and then you can actually communicate with him, check out some of his other works, and kind of see along the journey as far as where he goes. But that's about all I have to say about that one today.